Welcome, podcast listeners. This is episode 40 motherfucking 5. It's the Fretzo podcast. We have gone through shitloads of technical issues tonight, so it's good to just get going with it. It's Matt. You know we're here with Matt tonight. Say hi, Matt.
Hi, Matt.
And we're joined also by... No, fuck all. We're joined by no one else. No one else wants to talk to us.
I think we're a bit grumpy sometimes.
We are, yeah. Hey, we're gonna buck that trend this week. We're gonna be all positive. Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Okay then.
No, I mean we've gone through the set list for today, and there's definitely things that we've got to bitch about.
Yep.
But there are some nice things as well. Do you want to start, or should I start, Matt? What we're saying?
I can go through what I've done this week if you want.
Yeah, let's go for it, man. What have you been up to?
Now I've got to remember what I said that I've done this week. So I think the first thing that I've mentioned is I'm going to finally gig with the Hughes and Kettner tomorrow. I've got a party in a barn on a farm. Somebody's 40th birthday party, and they've basically put flooring down in a barn and built a stage out of wood. So it'll be interesting to see whether the stage doesn't collapse because it was built today, but it'll be interesting to find out.
Yeah, well, that's a rustic gig there, isn't it?
Yeah, but it should be a good laugh. And like I say, I've decided that I'm going to try out the Hughes and Kettner in time for possibly running a stereo rig for a TT.
That is, I mean, it's a sensible idea, but it's putting all of the faith in that H&K there, isn't it?
Yeah, well, basically, what I've decided is if I can get the settings to sound right in a barn, that's pretty much the same as outdoor. So yes. I will try and set the EQ to a level where I'm happy. Try and set my board so that the reverb is happy with the fact that I'm not playing in a closed room, basically.
Yeah.
And see if I can get the sounds that I want out of this amp, and if I can, then I'll go stereo the following week, which would be the last gig before TT.
Shit, man, it's gonna be tough podcasting. Trying to find time podcasting between that, but I'm sure we'll manage something, won't we? Yeah,
we should find a time here and there. I've got a couple of nights off.
Yeah, I imagine by that point you'll just be shouting into the microphone as well, because your hearing will be shagged.
Yeah, I don't even have any ear. I keep saying I should probably get some specially made like ear plugs that take decibels away. I never do.
No, and that is why in the future you will be deaf. Or at least partly deaf.
But I will have happy memories of gigging.
Indeed, and perhaps a stereo rig too.
Yeah.
I've been talking about stereo rigs actually this week, because I've got the two... the two PVs, and...
Do it.
You just got right in on that microphone for our ASMR listening friends.
Do it.
Oh man, that's going to be creepy as fuck. The reason why I got rid of the Black Star is because it was too heavy to take to practices, or it was cumbersome. So the idea that I would then replace that by carrying two classic 30s is it's a bit of a stretch, isn't it?
It's one extra trip to the car. Get over it.
The thing is, I can carry everything in one trip. I don't want to have to carry...
Then you haven't got enough... If you can carry everything in one trip, you haven't got enough stuff.
Well, there you go. Perhaps I need a reverb tank as well.
I think there is one on the Classic 30, isn't there?
Indeed. Yeah, Springiness.
Look at me and my knowledge.
Yeah, it's a good reverb as well, actually. I do like spring reverb. For a man who actively dislikes reverb, I choose the most awkward one to love.
Say, the one that everybody doesn't like and they prefer everything else.
Yeah. No, I do like spring reverb, and I don't know why.
It's a cool set. I like spring reverb. I especially like the sound that the amp makes if you accidentally poke the amp. And I don't know, I never noticed this, but I mentioned last week or the week before we learned Seven Nation Army.
Yeah.
And if you listen to that closely, when he's playing the bass line, the do 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 do, well, every time that he plays a note on that, you can hear the splash of a spring reverb being knocked a little bit in the background. I urge anybody who's interested in this, probably nobody, but still, it really shocked me. Listen closely, and you'll hear that spring reverb's like splash noise every single time he plays a note on the bass.
I absolutely love shit like that. I absolutely love it. There's bits in Zeppelin tunes as well where you can hear the squeak of the bass drum pedal because Bonham's just giving it hell for leather, and I just love shit like that.
Yeah, it makes you think that, you know, I if I can pick that out, then I must have something that I can almost do.
Yeah, like your ears are trained enough to be that critical. But not only that, I think it gives you the sense that this stuff was recorded by humans.
I'm not sure Led Zeppelin was recorded by humans.
No, they are. I mean, superhumans at least, but yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, a couple of those guys were Black Country boys as well, so they are literally like in and around the area that I was born and brought up. So just absolute props to the guys. And I was talking about this the other day actually, just how much British music has influenced the world, and especially kind of the Midlands, because you've got, like I say, a couple of members of Zeppelin. You've got Black Sabbath, who pretty much invented heavy metal. Yeah, like coming from Aston. Slade from Wolverhampton as well. And you can't get away from those fuckers come Christmas time, can you?
Yeah, and they're still bloody touring. Just not with their main guy.
Not with Noddy. Fucking hell.
Yeah.
So sacrilegious. Yeah. He's just sitting there with his $500,000 a year off Merry Christmas everyone, isn't he?
Yeah, he couldn't give a rat's ass what anybody thinks, but would you if you made X amount of money every single year? Because people, despite the fact that they probably own Merry Christmas Everyone,
they
buy it again and again and again and again.
Yeah, no, fuck it. I mean, I aspire to do that. I'm going to write me a Christmas tune.
Good luck with that, because nobody buys new Christmas tunes anymore. They just buy Merry Christmas, everybody on repeat. It's
gonna be it's gonna be familiar enough that it's almost a pastiche of the Slade one, but not so close that Noddy starts getting legal team happy.
Fair enough. Sounds like a good plan.
It sounds like a fine balance needs to be struck, doesn't it?
Yeah, you're gonna have to find that sweet spot. Indeed,
I am. Let's mention some other stuff that's been going on this week. Anyway, Matt, so you've mentioned the H&K, and you said that there's a potential of a stereo rig, but that stereo rig is not going to it's not going to have a flut in, is it?
No, it's not going to have a flut. I think when you wrote that, you meant flint.
I did write, yeah.
But yeah, I've decided against the flint for two reasons. Reason number one is because there aren't any second-hand flints in existence, because nobody wants to sell them because they're so awesome.
That's a good sign, yeah.
And that means that they're £300, and I don't want to spend £300 on a new pedal.
Yeah,
it's just a little bit ridiculous, bearing in mind that I'd have to gig 4 or 5 times to make that back. It just seems a little bit excessive when I've also got to pay to get myself to the gigs. Got my insurance on all my gear. I try and justify things like that, and I can't see a way to justify spending £300 on a reverb pedal when I've only got 2 reverb pedals on my board. Yeah. And I don't use tremolo at all in any of the songs that I play.
Yeah, I mean, essentially, it's the pedal.
It's an ABY box.
It's a very expensive ABY box, but it's the Voxinator, isn't it? And you're then putting it into a Vox amp, which.
Yeah. But I also think I might take this opportunity at the weekend, and maybe instead of going stereo, I might go wet dry.
Oh,
So if I can get the Hughes and Kettner sounding how I want it to sound, I might put an ABY box after my drives before any modulation or reverb, send the modulation and reverb to the Vox, and just have the drive signal or clean signal coming from the Hughes and Kettner. So that's what I'm thinking at the moment. But bearing in mind I was adamant I was buying a Flint this time last week, I'll tell you what I've decided next week.
Indeed. I don't think going in just dry is... I don't think it's recommended.
Women across the world would agree with you.
We're taking a turn. We are taking a turn, aren't we?
Yeah, okay. I'll move us away. The last thing that I've done this week is I've recorded. I mentioned it on the podcast probably about a month ago.
Yeah,
possibly even longer. I bought a camera and a microphone and intended to start a channel where I was doing acoustic covers.
Okay, yep.
I recorded about 3 weeks ago, but realised that I hadn't switched the microphone on.
Oh.
So I had lots of silent footage of
lots of pretty pictures of you strumming a guitar.
Yeah. So I re-recorded this week. Last Sunday, I think.
Yeah.
So, I re-recorded a few of them this week. I've actually gone for a 2-mic setup, so I've got the mic on top of the camera, and I've also been using my Snowball that I record the podcast with, and I'm going to try and work out which of the microphones sounds better and pick that and put that on the thing, but then I have to learn how to edit.
Just blend them. Just put like a beautiful blend of the both pickups.
But I can't edit. Like, I really badly can't edit. So what happened, I basically imported all these things into my computer. I asked some people that I know that edit software on free software what to get, and they said get Lightworks. So I got Lightworks. Mm-hmm. And I then had a 3.5 hour argument with Lightworks and designed a thumbnail instead. Nice.
To be fair though, the thumbnail is pretty fucking brilliant.
Yeah, I think I'm happy with the thumbnail now, and I also did the Matt Quine music channel art as well. So I've got the thumbnail and my own sort of like logo.
Yeah. So watch out for this. Matt Quine music will be featuring on the YouTubes very soon.
Yep, and the Facebooks as well, I think.
Woo. Yeah, we'll share some of that as well.
Yeah, but like I say, I have to learn to edit before I can do that. At the moment, I can't even get the thumbnail at the start of the video, so...
Yeah, trials and tribulations, man. Trials and tribulations.
I'll get there, though. I'll get there.
Video editing is a whole thing. I'm not even going to pretend that I've got it to a fine art yet. I think my video editing style at the moment can only be described as passable. It just about works, but yeah, it just flies underneath like offensively bad, but just about. But yeah, we'll get there. I'm sure.
Like I say. I'll get there eventually. It'll take me time, and I will have to sit down, and rather than watching other shit whilst trying to edit, I'm going to have to watch YouTube videos of how to use the software that I'm using to edit, but I will get there.
Yeah.
It just probably will be in a month.
Yeah, so Matt Quine music coming early 2019.
Yeah, that's what we're saying.
So if we're aiming for that, if you get there closer, then we're all good. So, I mean, we've got the no flut thing this week. You've also you've put in an order for a wiring loom, haven't you, Matt?
I have, and I got a message whilst we were setting up for the cast saying that the wiring loom has been finished. So I have a wiring loom for my SG on the way from our good friend at Fletcher Pickups.
Indeed.
Who just... You've done a load of sort of like promo for him, so now it's my turn because he's made pickups, and he rushed through this for me because he knows that I want to get the guitar ready for TT. Yeah. So he's like, I'll make sure. So I think I only sent him the money on Tuesday, and he's already wired it together, and he said he's going to send it first class for me tomorrow. So that'll be here next week, and then as soon as that's here, it's going in the guitar.
He's a good one, isn't he?
He is. He's a proper good one.
I mean,
and I can't wait to hear these pickups in this guitar.
Yeah, I mean the customer service would be worth going to him alone, but
value for money as well is just absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, but the pickups above and beyond everything, they just stand out. Yeah, I'm going to mention something about pickups this week and how how Fletcher's ruined me for other pickups. He's a tender and gentle pickup maker.
Oh dear. But yeah, that's pretty much my week. Like I say, I'm really excited about getting that wiring loom because it means I can get that SG wired up hopefully early next week. I've got to try and find some time, but I'm sure I can find some time. I'm actually building one of the stages that I'm going to be playing on for TT next Monday and Tuesday, so it won't be Monday or Tuesday night, but hopefully Wednesday I can get this guitar together and ready for TT.
Drop it in and reap the rewards of the glorious blend pickups.
Yep.
I don't have enough good words to say about those. They are just fantastic.
I cannot wait. I absolutely cannot wait.
Indeed. Right, so I suppose we should chat about some of the bullshit that I've done this week. We start off by a couple of weeks ago I mentioned that I'd made a pedal that weren't working and that I had to do that whole screaming thing and yeah.
The best bit.
Yeah, so I went at it with a multimeter this week. Everything seemed to pan out. Everything was fine. So I was scratching my head. Realised I'd wired up the DC jack wrong. Like an absolute knobber. There are 3 pins on a DC jack. Two of them are the correct ones. One of them is a deceptive little motherfucker that is there just to cause wrong. I wired up to the deceptive motherfucker. So essentially, I just bridged the two, and it worked first time. So yeah, the tone beard now working.
Good.
I shared some pictures on my Instagram of it this week. It's got mismatching knobs, which is just fucking epic. Love it. And I shared today a sound clip of it, and it basically sounds like late 60s Clapton.
It does sound good. It sounds really good.
Yeah, I was well happy with that one. I may or may not have bought a few more PCBs to get going with some more things, so maybe some more beard related pedals on the way. But that wasn't the only pedal that I played this week. A little orange ghost from my past reared its head this week. The Boss DS1. And
Boss DS1.
I have been openly slagging this pedal off for about a year.
Probably more than a year, mate.
At least a year. Yeah, I'm playing it safe here. Where I had one and I had it on a board for a little while, and it was noisy and it was shrill, and it was really fiddly. You'd get the perfect settings one day, and then you'd come to it the next day, and it just wouldn't sound anywhere near as good. So I sold it on. I actually sold it to the Guitar Geek. My old DS1 went to the Guitar Geek.
Right, okay.
He's still got that, I think. And yeah, thought nothing of it. But because I've got into the whole pedal thing, and there's a lot of mods out there that are openly available for the DS1, I thought, I think they're shit. I'm going to see if I can make one that I don't think is shit.
But when you played it?
Yes, yeah, I played it. And this video's gone up on the YouTube today, actually. I played it and it sounded great. I am fully just eating my own words here because it was good. It sounded really good. I can imagine that it would cut through amazingly as well live because the tone control is like this weird kind of mid mid EQ shape, where it kind of sweeps through the mid range. Obviously, all the way off, it sounds like Santana. It's just, and if you crank it all the way up, it sounds like an old radio speaker, where it's really kind of nasally and horrible,
raucous.
But there's some settings in between that are really, really nice. And I found, especially on the low gain settings, it was like this beautiful, subtle crunch.
So I mentioned to you that I actually am quite a big fan of the DS1 before the cast.
Yeah.
My old guitar teacher, or my only guitar teacher, he wasn't really a fan of Valve stuff. So all of the stuff in his studio where he did all the all of his lessons, was solid state. So he had 2 Roland JC 120s, 2 Boss DS1s, and 2 Boss. I can't even remember what it was. One of the metal pedals, but I can't remember what. He basically, so that he had a light gain and a heavy gain, depending on what people want.
Yeah,
and that Santana sound that you're talking about when you have low gain on the DS1 and the tone all the way off.
Yeah.
It's one of my favourite sounds in the world when it's going through a JC 120. It's just absolutely bloody awesome. I absolutely love that sound. And I also have found in the past uses for that horrible, like, radio sound that you're on about. You know, the really fizzy, no meat behind it, but really tinny. I quite like that sound if used for, like, almost like as a fuzz rather than using a fuzz pedal to do it. I can imagine it would sound great for, like, to try and emulate Satisfaction by the Stones. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, it's got that kind of really notched kind of nasal sound.
Yeah, and there are some great sounds in between as well. You just have to fiddle with it for 5 minutes.
I don't even need to
I can't believe I just said that. I just said that on the cast.
Well, I don't think there's a bloke out there who hasn't just sat there and fiddled with it for 5 minutes. So we can all empathise with that one, Matt.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Smutcast this week, isn't it? So yeah, I mean the DS1, I enjoyed
this
it.
week.
Yeah, yeah, Smutcast. Maybe that's our new name, rather than Fret Talk, Smutcast.
Yeah, I think it might be me as well, because I turned my other podcast into a Smutcast this week as well.
Good man.
I managed to get another teacher talking about fisting on the internet.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, but we'll move on from that.
Indeed, yeah. So just before we do, just go ahead and go over and check out the DS1 video. It surprised me. It's almost to a point where I don't want to mod it, but I know that I definitely will, because it's working at the moment and I want it to not work.
Okay.
But yeah, so this week I had the opportunity to set up a Yamaha Pacifica.
Great guitars.
You took the words right out of my mouth, pretty much. I always remembered them as being a little bit basic, and I always remembered them as not quite feeling like they should. But I set one up today. It was a really basic setup, actually. It only needed some strings and tuning, pretty much. And it sounded great. It felt great. It was very, very good. And it just made me consider, like, is this actually the best beginner guitar that is out there?
Well, I mean, I've said before, I think it is. I sang the praises of it. I can't remember, was it last week or the week before, when you were talking about your your Variax, saying that it was very much like a Pacifico, and I said that the Pacifico I had would have done me right the way, not just up until I wanted to start gigging, but it did gigs with me, and it was a good enough guitar to gig. And to be fair, if you want something that's not going to break the bank, that you can pick up for little or no money at the start when you're trying out, it's not going to lose much of its value because they're great guitars. So if you decide that you don't want to play a guitar, you still get some money back from it, and it will take you right the way through to gigging. If you don't want to spend stupid money on a gigging rig, you don't have to. You can gig with one of those easily.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's what I felt when I was playing it today. I was cycling through some of the pickups, and though they aren't the greatest pickups in the world, they were better than most cheap guitar pickups.
Yeah, they're certainly better than anything on the Squires that I had. I had a couple of Squire Affinity Strats, and the pickups on the Pacifica are 10 times better than those are.
Yeah. I started off on an Affinity Strat. I don't think the pickups in mine sounded too bad, actually, and I think I've got access to an Affinity Strat, which is from the same era, and I don't think it sounds too bad. But the Pacifica ones were good. And I, like, when I was playing it today, I was just thinking, like, this is something that if I'd given this a bit more of a clean up and just a little bit more attention setup wise, I would happily go and take this guitar out and gig with it tonight. The fact that it was this kind of weird, almost kind of transparent emerald green as well was absolutely banging.
Nice.
Loved that.
Was it a HSS or?
Yeah, HSS, yeah.
Yeah, so it was a 112V. That's the guitar that I had. I didn't have it in green. I had it in a natural finish. But like I say, I can't say a bad word about the Pacifica unless you want to put it up against something that's 3 times its value or more.
Yeah, I mean, like, if you put it up against like the classic vibes and stuff like that.
Classic vibe, you're talking about 550 quid now, aren't you?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I still don't think they would stand up so badly. But yeah, the classic vibes are something else, aren't they?
Yeah.
But it also helped what I was going through as well. So I don't know the exact model, but it was an ID TVP by Blackstar. It was a 112, I think. So maybe like a 30 or like a 50 or something like that.
Right, okay.
I mean, I mentioned the ID Core series when I did a show and did a cover of Purple Rain, and it sounded phenomenal at stage volumes. It sounded great anyway. But the TVP Black Stars have got this. It's basically like an additional setting where you press a button and then you get to choose which valve you want to emulate with it.
Right, okay.
And
sounds a little bit weird.
It's a bit of a strange one. It's almost like a tone shaping thing.
So I guess you have to know what each of the different valves sound like before, or what amps they go in, to try and work out which one you want for the sound you want.
You can do it that way. I mean, I was on a clean channel using a 6L6 today, so pretty standard stuff. But yeah, you can just cycle through them and just kind of let your ear choose which one it likes. But yeah, it made everything louder, which is an absolutely excellent feature. Pressing a button and it just makes it one louder. But it also it almost kind of gave that characteristic of that valve. So it made everything kind of a bit more sparkly and it just made the clean tones really pop. So I'm an absolute advocate for that, and it almost crossed my mind today. I know it's sacrilegious again, but it almost crossed my mind that it's a gigging solution. This is something that I could happily go out, buy, and just use that.
And to a point, I think you're right, and I think people who aren't as into gear as we are, and aren't obsessed with chasing that tone that's in their head, people who just want reliable gear that's going to work and, you know, that they can use week in, week out, things like the ID cores, the katana, even these TVP cores, and, you know, solid state stuff is getting to the point now where you don't have to spend that Kemper money to get a good gigging solution.
Yes, definitely. I mean, we were talking about kind of the solutions to gigging, the cheaper solutions to gigging when we were younger, and it would have been your Line 6 Spider or the Marshall MG series, and these new ones, like you say, the Katana, the Blackstar ID series, they absolutely just wiped the floor with anything that was out when we were younger.
And I think, had you said to me cheap gigging solutions before the end of 2016, or even because I didn't listen to the Katana until partway through 2017, but if we say the Katana is kind of the start point where you could gig with a solid state amp and people wouldn't be able to tell, apart from really big music aficionados and people who are obsessed with chasing the tone like we are, people would not be able to tell the difference between a Katana or a lot of people wouldn't be able to tell the difference between a Katana and an AC-15 if they went to your local pubs, whereas an AC-15 and a Line 6 Spider, I'm pretty sure, even if you got them on similar settings, you ask Joe Public, they'd probably be able to tell the difference.
I think they might not be able to tell the difference, but I would almost guarantee that 9 out of 10 of the public would say, yeah, that's a better sounding amp. Yeah,
that's what I mean.
Yeah,
maybe not. Maybe not pick which one is which, but they'd say that's the better sounding one.
Yeah, definitely.
Whereas I think we're now at the stage where it's probably 50-50 or even less.
Oh yeah.
The Katana, for sure, and the ID cores and all that.
You'd probably just get the response, oh, they both sound fine.
Yeah.
So that gap is definitely bridging. It's very tempting. It's very tempting to get one of these solid state solutions, but there's one little pressing matter that we need to talk about before we go on to kind of our proper news segments this week, and that's the Arctic Monkeys, isn't it, Matt?
Yes, they're still bad. The album is still not getting critical acclaim from Mr. Quine.
Well, I mean that's the thing that matters, isn't it? I actually had to listen to one of the songs this week because Stuart in the podcast group shared 4 out of 5 stars. I think is
he wanted to trigger me.
He did.
He said that the new album was their best album since Humbug, which are my least 2 favourite albums from the Arctic Monkeys.
Yeah, he was after a fight, wasn't he?
Yeah.
But yeah, I listened to it, and considering the amount of bad publicity it has been getting, and people saying that like the Arctic Monkeys are dead, they're dead to me, and that it is literally just like the musical equivalent of like lager, just complete and utter like piss swill. I didn't get that at all.
You actually quite liked it? Is that what you're saying?
I'm not going to go as far as to say I liked it. I'm not going to go that far. I only listened to it once as well, so I didn't really give it a great deal of a chance.
Okay, well,
I almost held off on actually on listening to it because it had been shared a couple of times, and I held off on listening to it because of the amount of people that had mentioned how bad it was. I didn't really want to try, but I did.
Okay. I want you to do one thing for me. After this cast,
yep,
get a copy of the song Star Treatment, which is the opening song to the album.
Yep.
And see if you can describe it any other way than shit poetry over shit lift music, because that was my description of it the first time I heard it. That was my description of it the fifth time I heard it, and I've stopped bothering now. I actually actively went out and listened to the album 2 or 3 times more, because people were saying, actually, if you listen to it and then listen to it again and stop trying to interpret
just
this ego trip as an ego trip and try and listen to what he's actually saying, which it's just an ego trip. Whatever people are taking from it, you're wrong. It's an ego trip.
Yeah, I mean, my perception of, because I watched the music video as well, and there was a lot of pretense and pretentiousness. Yes, there is that as well. For our non-visual listeners, which all of you are, Matt was making a specific sign there. He's making a sign. So what I was getting from the music itselth, apart from, because there's like a weird kind of siren intro, which was it's just
pretentious,
disjointed and jarring you. I was getting some vibes that Alex Turner had recently bought a Bowie album, specifically kind of Spiders from Mars stuff, and kind of wanted to see if he could do something similar.
Yeah, and he can't.
Well, it sounded like a pastiche. There were some interesting moments. I don't think Alex Turner's voice suits anything outside of their kind of original aggressive indie genre.
He hasn't got a smooth voice. He hasn't got a soulful voice. He's got a almost shouty, and when he tries to rein it in, it doesn't work.
No, I don't think his pitching's very good, because his style of vocal is very kind of spoken. So it was. I'm not going to say it was bad, because it was listenable. The 4 out of 5 stars was, but it's not a track that I'm going to be heading back to very soon. Whereas some of their classics are songs that I will actively go out and put on. So, I mean, that's kind of my take on it. I might give the entire album a listen. I will definitely listen to that shit poetry over lift music.
Yeah, the very first track on the album, it's called Star Treatment.
Yeah.
And it is a bad GCSE level English poem over really bad lift music, is the only way I can describe it.
I mean, shit poetry over lift music sounds like a John Cage piece, that does. It's got an air of pretentiousness anyway, that. But let's leave the Arctic Monkeys alone. I'm sure they're lovely people and they're doing fine. They've just released an album. I mean, it's happy days for them, isn't it?
Yeah. And they're going to go and play some shows.
Yeah. So I hear.
So good luck to them. Good
luck wheeling that out. So last week we mentioned the impending Tome and Gear University, and this week it is in full swing. We're recording on a night where it hasn't yet wrapped up, so we're kind of midway through the Tome and Gear University. And I've been following the Tome and Gear University through our good friend, the guitar geek, Mr. Andrew Ferris. He's been doing daily blogs. So first of all, he was in the Tome and custom shop room. That's the first thing that he shared when.
Just for everybody else, this was in our private group, not on his vlog. Or the first time I saw the custom shop room was anyway. He did share something in our private group. I'm not.
Has he not? Has he not done that publicly yet?
I think the only bit that I think he was in the custom shop room towards the end of his day one vlog.
Oh, wicked!
a lot of the stuff that we saw, you know, the PRS private stock and a couple of other bits was in our private group, I think.
Yeah. So, just in case this is embargoed stuff, Thomann have got a lovely collection of some very fine instruments.
Some really sexy guitars.
Indeed. And I think Andrew was saying that like one of his favourite out of the entire lot was it a Les Paul Custom, like just a standard Gibson Les Paul Custom?
Yeah.
Well, it weren't a standard. It was obviously some like blessed by angels at the Gibson Custom Shop, something. But a good old humble Gibson beating out the competition, which great stuff. So yeah, I think the one thing that I was wanted to mention about these the videos that I've been getting from Andy on his YouTube channel is that it has a completely different feel from the GitCon videos that were happening last year.
Yeah,
Everything with that seemed very calculated, and that the videos had been planned out, and it was all very, very regimented, and it all seemed a bit stiff.
Cold. It was cold and clinical, rather than. They didn't look like a bunch of people having fun. They looked like a bunch of people who'd been told what to do and say. Yeah.
Whereas Andrew is 100% like a child in a sweet shop, in the nicest possible way. He seems like he's having the most fun ever.
Yeah. And he is admitting that there are, like, he's had a little bit of technical issues here and there, but for the most part, he's acting like a big kid. He's having a lot of banter with all the other people involved. Everybody's taking the mick. He ended the Thursday vlog by asking which guitars that they were going to steal in front of the guy who runs Thomann. So you can tell that everybody there is just, you know, just there to have a good time.
Yeah.
Nobody's oversensitive about anything, and it just looks like it's a fun place to be.
Yeah, completely. I think Andy's specific kind of presenting style and his sense of humour really kind of gel well with that environment as well. Yeah,
definitely.
So yeah, we mentioned that he'd done the custom shop. I don't know if we were supposed to mention that. But he also, like, the first day he went round and just like literally in awe looking at like the racks and racks and racks of like guitar stuff, and the bit that actually made me laugh out loud, where he's going down through a set of racking and he's looking and he's going, oh, this one's this guitar and this one's that guitar, and he goes, oh, this one's a bass. It's just, it's just so good. Absolutely.
And it's just the fact that, like, he's been allowed to go and walk around the warehouse and look at things, and, you know, he picked up a Katana Airbox the other day and he was just like, I'm going to play this later in the week.
Yeah.
It just looks like they've been basically given free rein to have a bit of fun and create some content whilst they're having fun. And I think it comes across far better for everybody involved, including Thomann, because everybody looks like they're having a good time.
Yeah. I mean, it's a place where happy things should happen, isn't it? Because it's a place where loads of musical instruments are. So, I mean, if I was in a place where there were loads of musical instruments, you're damn right I'd have a massive smile on my face.
Damn right. I mean, I don't know anybody who plays guitar who's going to listen to this podcast who wouldn't love to be just let loose in Thoman's custom shop room, or even just in the warehouse and say, well, I'd like to try one of them and one of them and one of them and one of them, and then go, yeah, okay, here's the demo models that we've got.
Yeah. I mean, and we mentioned that he's kind of running around like a massive kid, but he's like on the converse side as well. He's taking every opportunity that he has there and absolutely running with it. He seems like the hardest working guy, just out of all of us, at least, out of all of the Fret Talk guys. He's just working so goddamn hard. although he mentions that it shouldn't really be classed as work because he's having so much fun. But I was just like, absolutely, just tip the cap to the guy. He's making the most of that opportunity.
Yeah, definitely. And like you say, he's working incredibly hard. He's actually producing some of the Toman, like their gear demos that the other guys are doing. He's doing a lot of the producing.
Yeah.
Which, you know, on top of still vlogging, he's making his own content as well. He's working so hard to try and get this channel that is a big help to anybody who wants to learn about current releases or anything. He's one of the few guys on YouTube who is open and honest and will tell you he thinks something is shit if he thinks it's shit.
Yeah.
He's not scared to say, I didn't particularly like this product, but at the same time, he's also not scared to say, actually, I really love this product. And you know, because you've heard him say things about stuff that he's been sent, you're aware that he doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to him whether he likes a product or not. He's going to tell you exactly what he thinks of it because that's the kind of person that he is, and he's out there to help anybody else who wants to look at this same piece of gear, and he's just going to give you an honest opinion.
Yeah,
and I think he deserves so much support from everybody. I mean, and he had to release a video the other week asking for Patreon, and to the credit to his subscribers, they've basically allowed him to keep the channel going because he stopped working from wherever he had been working.
Yeah,
and he's now got enough income going forward that he can survive for a few more months and keep the channel going, which is the best news because the channel is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, it's wicked. I think we need to wrap it up a little bit there though, because we've S'd his D something chronic today.
Yeah, and I know, you know, we're supposed to be impartial and all that, but he's a good friend of both of us, and he's I enjoy his content, and I mean, people should go out there.
Above that,
and if you do want to see what TGU is about, this Tome and Gear University, just go and check out one of his vlogs, even if it just points you in the direction of other people to go and have a look at.
Yeah, definitely. You were mentioning that he'd done some editing, and there was a particular video that he'd been part of the edit that I saw today, and that was Philippa Q, who is, if you haven't checked her out, please do, because she's I don't even know how old she is, but she can't be anything over, like,
she's 11.
She's fucking hell. I thought she was about 13, but yeah.
No, I believe she's 11.
So yeah,
obviously we know her father, or certainly I've met her father a couple of times.
Yeah, I mean, we mentioned this last week, and we mentioned like how we kind of know her. But yeah, the fact that she is so young and she's got a pretty big YouTube channel herself, and she's playing some stuff that it ain't easy.
Well, she did. What was the one that she's done from TGU so far? Was it Comfortably Numb?
Yeah, she just busted out the solo to Comfortably Numb just on the spot because why not? She had a Hendrix Strat, so
yeah.
I mean, why not play Comfortably Numb?
Yeah, and for those of you, like, most of you aren't going to have the behind the scenes, but her dad actually put in the private group that we've got. She hates guitars with 10s on them, and that guitar had 10s on it, and
she just soldiered on anyway.
Yeah, she played it as if she's been playing it on that guitar for 10 years or more. It was just the fact that, you know, considering she doesn't use those tension strings, the bends were pitch perfect. Everything was really good. I wish I could have had somebody push me to play guitar, or let me go to play guitar at that age, because I think I don't think I probably would have been anywhere near as good as she is at that age, but if I'd have had the push at that age, I just think where I could be now. Yeah,
definitely. She's got drive, hasn't she, Philippa?
Yeah.
And repping it for the ladies as well. Just yeah. Not being handed stuff just because she is a girl. She's actually putting in the time and the effort with her stuff.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, for those of you that don't watch her channel, she does update. She does like 5 or 6 hour music sessions at her school on top of her normal work days. she puts in so much effort to be able to play the way she can, and she doesn't just play the guitar; she plays drums and bass and keyboards and all sorts. So
one of those
somebody that
bastard talented people, isn't she?
Yeah, she's somebody that has put a lot of effort into it, and she's going to reap the rewards when she comes out. I mean, she's going to have I would say, profitable YouTube channel. I don't actually know that, but I assume she's got a fairly decent YouTube channel, and she'll be able to walk into a session job if she wants to, or a touring band if she wants to do that. She's somebody that
I dare say that's where she's going to end up. I reckon she'll be like Tal from Jeff Beck's band. Tal Wilkenfeld, is it something like that?
Is that the bassist?
Yeah. Just like an immense talent, just completely understated. She's not there to show off. She gets on the stage, does a wicked job.
Yeah.
Just knocks it out of the park. So yeah, I think those are some of our highlights from the time in Gear University, and I think over the next couple of weeks as well, with the people who are there getting their chance to edit the videos and release them right, we'll get like a huge wealth of content through that as well.
And I don't know whether you've seen, but some other people that weren't in that initial list of 26 were there today, and I think they're there tomorrow as well. I was on on Twitter earlier today, and I noticed Nita Strauss was there, and there was a couple of other guitarists.
Yeah. I saw that on Philippa's actually. That Philippa was just chilling with Nita Strauss. So
yeah, I mean, I'd love to see videos from sort of those other guitarists as well, like either produced by Andy or even just with those YouTubers, and see what kind of stuff they can get out of these big guitarists.
Faux show. I think that's where we're going to leave the Gear University today, because we've got some other topics which absolutely need addressing. So we mentioned something nice about Boss this week, didn't we? So to counteract it, we also need to rag on them somewhat. So the Boss Traffic Light series, which was the OD1, the original phase shifter, and the Spectrum.
Yeah.
Basically like a red, yellow, and green pedal. The 50th anniversary box, was it? Something like that?
Yeah.
I don't know. It
possibly 60th or 40th, I can't remember.
Yes, some denomination of years.
Yeah, in the multiples of the 10s.
Yeah, or maybe 5s. Who knows? Yeah, those were a ridiculously priced collector's box. Suddenly this week, they are reducing the prices of those, aren't they?
Yes, so they've dropped from the 869 quid that we ragged on them for. They've dropped by like 350 quid, haven't they? I can't exactly remember the total they are now.
Yeah, so
539.
They dropped £320, and they are now at 549.
You would be so angry if you bought those in the first run.
No, not necessarily. Angry. I mean, if you are such a fan of the Boss franchise that you absolutely had to have the Traffic Light series when it first came out, I don't think you're going to be crying too much.
But you've got to think that there's a lot of people out there that will have gone, right, these are limited edition, I'll buy them as a collector's piece, or I'll buy them as an investment so that I can sell them on for more money. And straight away, Boss have gone, oh, well, we can't even sell the 750 that we made, so we've had to slash the price almost in half.
Yeah. I mean, underneath my tagline here, I've got, was it a shit idea? So, what do we reckon?
I mean, I think the concept was probably a good idea, because they have, memorialised their original 3 stomp boxes. It's the whatever anniversary it is, and that's a good idea. Do something a little bit different, re-release those pedals that you can't get anymore, and make people smile and they're able to get their hands on them.
Yeah, definitely.
Presentation box, again, it's a good idea for those that just want to be collectors. But 869 or 859 or 879 or whatever that initial price was that was over 850 quid.
Yeah.
Killed it dead. I mean, like we said, there wasn't 750 people on this planet that wanted to spend that money on it. Because it's limited to 750, so there weren't 750 people who wanted to spend that, which means they've priced it wrong.
Yeah, I mean, the planet has considerably more than 750 people.
Yeah,
considerably more.
Talking like 8 billion people, and out of those 8 billion, they couldn't even get 750.
Couldn't drum up 750 quid's worth of.
I would bet money on they not have sold 500 at that original price.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It might be that they're just trying to clear the last of the stocks for this. I don't know. However, I mean, we were mentioning this before the cast that if the original series had come out at the price that they are now, 549, so that's under. So it's somewhere between 150 and 170 ish per pedal there.
Yeah,
that isn't a far-fetched by today's standards from what you would expect to pay for, because these were like hand-wired to the original specs, so like and done in Japan as well.
Yeah, well, that's it. If they're hand-wired original specs, they're reissues of pedals that don't exist anymore.
Yeah,
170 quid each. Not a bad offer. I mean, it's still not something that I would be willing to pay, but, for those people that are big Boss fans, that's kind of plausible. But when you're looking at whatever it was like 300 quid a pedal almost by the time you look at the old price, and that just, who's going to pay 300 quid for a Boss stomp box? I mean, unless...
Yeah, apparently not 750 people, so...
Yeah, I mean, unless it's going to make me the greatest guitarist on the planet, I am not paying 750 or 850 quid for 3 Boss pedals.
Yeah, absolutely. I think if they would have come out at that 549, you would have seen people who aren't like particularly Boss fanatics who would have went, yeah, I'll give that a go. So I reckon that was their downfall with that one, wasn't it?
Yeah,
that was the downfall.
Yeah. And I think, like I say, it was probably a good idea. They just priced it wrong to start with.
Yeah. So are we going to see them in the future? Are we going to see like the next set of difficult to find Boss pedals? Maybe like a Slow Gear or like a Dimension or something like that.
Well, they're not known for reissues, are they, at all? This is the first time they've really reissued anything, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's against the philosophy of the Japanese companies, isn't it?
Yeah. So I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, there's nothing I know enough about to want them to reissue. That's not to say that there isn't anything good in their back catalogue. I haven't gone into the back catalogue of Boss enough to look at that. I mean, the thing I will say is the OC2 is a billion times better than the OC3.
Yeah,
and I'm glad that I've got a Japanese OC2.
Well, you would have thought that the OC3 would have been one better.
Well, it should have been, but they added extra buttons to it or extra knobs to it.
You don't want to do that.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, the OC2 was pretty perfect as an octave down pedal goes. It does 1 octave down, 2 octave down. You can set the level of those 2 octaves and the level of your original signal. What more do you need from an octave down pedal? You
don't, do you? You really don't.
Yeah. And yeah, they ruined it by putting... I can't even remember what the other knob they put on was, but there's now a 4-knob pedal that nobody likes. And it doesn't track as well.
How does that work? I mean, what I want to see from Boss, and I'm just throwing it out there, and if they want to take this idea, I mean, I will accept like a very, very small percentage of this. DS1 Wazacraft.
Is it only the BD2 that they've got as a Wazza as a drive?
They've got the BD2, they've got the Super Distortion as well.
Right. Okay.
I think they've got the VB2W. They've got the DM2W as well, and I don't think there's any more in the Wazacraft range. What we want is we want a Wazacraft DS1. Also, for shits and giggles, Wazacraft Metal Zone.
Don't forget about the Wazacraft tuner that they've already got out.
Oh fuck yeah!
That size says it all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think. What boss pedals have I coveted?
Go on. What would you have if there was a Wazacraft version?
I don't even know. I don't know much about any boss pedals, to be honest with you. I tend to avoid them.
Yeah. To be honest, I think I need to try a BDTW. Because apparently it just fixes all the flaws with the BD too.
See, I've never even bothered trying a BD2.
Just don't bother. They're alright. They're not great.
Yeah. I don't know.
Here's me shitting on boss again.
And I will accept that this is a criticism of myself and I am bad for it, but I always see boss as something that a lot of people have.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if it's because
not special enough for you.
I'm an ass, or whether I have too much thought about myself. Maybe I'm actually like Alex Turner, and I'm so far up my own arse that I can't see myself ever playing instruments that the commoners could play.
That's it. The
pedals that the commoners could. Yeah. So I've like I say, I've got that Analog Man chorus. I've got the Cry the Hotcake that isn't seen on everybody's boards. I've got a Japanese OC2 because I didn't want the normal one because I knew the Japanese one sounded better. There's other ones that they've got.
You've also got a boost pedal that's got a picture of a penis on it, haven't you? So
I do.
I mean, you won't see those on everyone's board, will you?
No, you wouldn't.
Only a fool would have a boost pedal with a penis on it.
You're terrible. Absolutely terrible.
I know.
But they're amazing. But yeah, I think that's actually going to go on my board for TT, by the way.
Nice.
I need a clean boot, or cleanish boost.
Yeah.
And I've taken the GE7 off because there's too much hiss.
Well, there you go. There you go. And that's your boss pedal, GE7 Wazacraft.
There you go, yeah. GE7 Wazacraft, no hiss.
That's it. Just a flick switch that removes the hiss.
And to be fair, I left the EQ bit of it blank, so you can get rid of the first 7 of those things and just leave me with the
just
slider.
The slider and a switch. Yeah, there you go. So basically, what you're saying is Boss need to make a 1-knob clean boost.
Yeah. And it needs to have a picture of a penis on it, and they need to pay you all the royalties.
Get in. Yeah. Right, so, I mean, we've ragged on Boss enough. We've got 2 more segments. I think we've only really got time for the one. Come on, this was quite time dependent. So, last weekend, both me and Mr. Yeomans took a trip to Guitar Birmingham, where we tried a couple of instruments. And the reason we're mentioning this one is because it's a follow-up of an instrument that we coveted since NAMM, I'm pretty sure. But first of all, we played a Schecter PT, which is like a Telecaster. And it was absolutely bloody brilliant. I mean, Schecter is not something that you'd expect to go for classic bluesy tones.
Yeah, I mean, you say Schecter Telecaster, and I'm just imagining like a Jim Root style telly.
Yeah, something which has got...
Because it's Schecter.
Yeah, something which has got EMGs in it. It's got maybe like a really dark quilt maple cap on the front, and it just looks a little bit metal. No, it's literally it was like a matte black, but you could see the wood grain because it had a wood grain effect in it, and it was literally just like a single bound P90 in the neck, standard telly in the bridge. Beautiful. Yeah, it sounded amazing. Played pretty good. Yeomans absolutely loved it, and I was trying so hard to convince him to buy it. So
does Yeomans have a telly?
He does not.
Then he should have bought it.
He should have, yeah. But they do it in a sunburst as well, and that was his argument that he would have preferred the sunburst. So I think that might have to happen soon. I think we might have to start badgering the guys at Guitar, tell them to get the sunburst one in, and then I will convince Yeomans to spend money. So yeah, I mean that was part of it. So Schecter are wowing us with some kind of classic stuff. I think it all started when they introduced the Nick Johnston Strat kind of thing. It's like a rosewood necked surf green Strat.
Don't think I've seen it.
It's beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful. And Nick Johnston is an amazing guitar player. A YouTube guy again.
Okay.
Canadian, I think he is. But again, don't hold that against him. But the actual reason we went in is because we heard that there were going to be Ibanez AZ series, and we tried them at the Birmingham Guitar Show, and they were poorly set up, and the booth was really busy, and we didn't get a chance to plug them in. So we were kind of a little bit soured on by that.
Yeah, but you said you wanted to try them again, didn't you? I remember on the cast at the time you said if you could try them where maybe they'd had a better setup, hopefully, if they were in a store rather than something that had clearly been taken from show to show to show to show, just thrown in the back of a truck or whatever and not particularly well looked after.
Yeah.
You wanted to try them properly, so how did that go?
Yes, it did. So we played 2 of them as a kind of fair test. We played the dual humbucker kind of dark coffee burst or whatever it's called, and we tried the HSS almost Strat looking thing with like a red to kind of amber fade. I really wanted to love the HH one because it just looks the bollocks. And in terms of the neck felt great because it was this baked maple, stainless steel fret, so everything was really smooth. And the more I played it, the more I didn't want to put it down because it started feeling nicer and nicer and nicer. But there were little things about it which just, I mean, they're about the grand range. So then,
right, okay, so it was the cheaper of the 2 ranges, wasn't it? Is that right?
I think I think
one was like $1,000 and one was like 1,800, wasn't it?
I don't think it was much. I don't think it was much more. I think it was only like 12. But yeah, I mean they were kind of. I think they're still premium or prestige or one of these. But yeah, still a fair chunk of change. But kind of looking at Sir's market, I think. There were a couple of little finish flaws which you can, because it was like an X demo guitar as well. You'd expect a little bit of that. And it weren't set up perfectly. It weren't to my specifications, but you can't expect everything to be perfect from the get-go. And like I say, the more I played it, the more I wanted to play it.
That's a good sign. I mean, you've said about three or four times in the last few casts that you like your guitars set up in a very specific way, so
yeah,
you might be able to. I'm not saying you should go out and splash £1,000 on this guitar, but you might be able to set it up the way that it would invite you back to play it every time you sort of looked at it.
Oh yeah, no doubts at all. No doubts that I'd be able to play, to be able to set it to a way that would make it play beautifully. But the thing is, like, the one thing that I've really enjoyed about Ibanez guitars in the past is that when you play them in a shop, they are set perfectly. They are set very well, and for some reason, this wasn't quite that.
Yeah.
On one of I think on the HSS one, there was a dead fret as well, which
that's not good on a guitar that kind of price range.
No, it would just require a fret leveling, but at that price range again, like you're saying, you don't want to be spending $1,000 and then on top of that having to get a level done to it. I mean, you might want to spend stuff to get it professionally set up, but having it leveled is that next step. But the thing that really underwhelmed me were the pickups. These Seymour Duncan Hyperion pickups.
The ones that we said it was a good job that they didn't have Ibanez pickups in, and we thought that with Seymour Duncans, we thought they'd be better.
Yeah. I will prefix this by saying that the HSS sounded better than the AHH. The Strat single coils for the Hyperions were better.
Right.
But as I mentioned at the start of the cast, I think having played so many Fletcher pickups and having played so many kind of pickups that are of a very, very good quality,
yeah,
that these Seymours just aren't cutting it for me. I know.
Is it that the Seymours aren't great, or is it that Fletcher's pickups are just so good and so kind of ingrained in you now that you can't
see anything
with the slight differences from other pickup manufacturers?
I'm gonna put my hands up and say that the Seymour Duncans weren't bad pickups. They weren't pickups that you would say are bad pickups. However, it's like last week I was playing my Variax, which doesn't have Fletcher pickups in, and I was getting tones out of that, which was inspiring me. These Ibanez AZs with the Seymours in, I was playing them, and I weren't getting that same feeling that I was getting out of a £400 Line 6 guitar.
But is that because you hate humbuckers? Because you said
I hate
about the Pacifica that you.
Hey.
Well, I know you don't hate humbuckers.
How dare you, Matthew?
But what you said at the start of the cast was you weren't too impressed by the humbucker in the Pacifica, but you got some nice tones out of the single coils. What you've just said was the AZ, you got some nice tones out of the single coils, but you weren't too au fait with the humbuckers. Is it just that Fletch knows how to make the best humbuckers?
Potentially. The humbucker in the HSS AZ was better.
Was it not the same humbucker?
It probably was, but it sounded better. It worked better with that guitar, and perhaps with that pickup configuration where it might have had a different pot. So it might have had a 300k pot instead of a 500k pot.
500. Okay, yeah.
So yeah, it wasn't the fact that I hated the humbuckers, but they didn't inspire me. I mean, the ultimate fact is that if I wanted to, I probably could have put money down and left with that guitar, but I didn't. So, I mean that,
which says it all.
It does, doesn't it? Oh yeah, I was a little bit disappointed. One day, when they bring out an AZ that's in surf green, has got a torque guard, then we'll talk again.
Okay, I'll wait for that day then.
Indeed, and I think on that bombshell, that's where we're gonna wrap up for today.
Yep.
So, my good friend listeners, you've made it this far. Well done. If you want to catch us online, if you want to talk to us guys, you go on the Fret Talk Podcast group, which is Facebook groups. Type in Fret Talk Podcast. Nice and simple. If you want to find me online, you go Instagram.com, Facebook.com/BudgetPedalChap. Or you go into YouTube, you type in BudgetPedalChap, and you will find me, the rather hirsute-looking gentleman who's brandishing a DS1 this week. If you want to find Matt, Matt has got so many new things that I'm going to have to ask Matt to tell you about them.
So I suppose I won't bother with the new YouTube channel because I haven't even created it yet, or the new Facebook group. But in the future, they will be Matt Quine Music searching on Facebook and YouTube. But that's not going to. It won't be live when this cast goes out. Don't bother searching for it. But I'm going to say it anyway because it'll remind me to say it. If I say it now, I'll remember to say it next week, and I might have done something by next week.
Cool. Yeah,
that's my thought process.
Oh, good.
So yeah, if you want to get in touch with, or you want to see stuff from my band, it's facebook.com/switchiom. I'm hoping that we're going to be able to share a live stream of one of our gigs in TT. So one of the gigs is streamed on YouTube. So I'm hoping we're going to be able to share that before we go on stage. That would be cool.
That would be wicked, yeah.
It's fingers crossed at the moment, and they have technical difficulties every year because, you know, it's a live gig, so they're always going to have it. So some nights they get it working, some nights they don't. So let's just hope my one is one of the nights they get it working. But yeah, so facebook.com/switchiom. If you want to talk to me away from Facebook, so best place for me, as well as everybody else, was the Fret Talk podcast group. But if you want to talk to me on Twitter, it's at @heel_MattQ. And yeah, I'll talk. Most of the stuff that's on there is about wrestling because of my wrestling podcast, which is the Bad Bookers Wrestling Podcast.
Wrestling.
Yeah, this week, like I say, I managed to get a teacher to talk about fisting on the internet. So if you want to hear a teacher potentially lose his job, listen to this week's Bad Bookers podcast. And other than that, in 5.5 days' time, I am having my head shaved and the beard is going, and I then need to look at somebody to wax my legs because I doubled my target already, which is scary.
Yeah.
Because that was a stupid thing to say because I didn't think we'd get the target, let alone double the target.
Yeah, man. I added to that one.
You did, and I don't know whether you noticed, but the very following person added an extra £3 and 40 odd pence so that it made it back to a round number again.
Yeah, because I was a complete and utter prick and just added some random number, didn't I? It was like £12.84 or something.
Yeah, and the very next person added like a little bit extra to make it back to a round number. But yeah, so on the Just Giving page, that's justgiving.com/Matt-Quine. We've just hit 270, and the form that's gotten round work has broken 300 quid.
Ooh.
So we're bearing in mind my target was 250, and I set it high thinking we wouldn't hit it. So I'm very proud that I've managed to sort of help raise a really good amount for hospice care Isle of Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and hopefully, I believe hospice are going to live stream my head shave. But if they're not going to live stream it, I'll certainly make sure that there's video clips that hit the Facebook group next week, probably Thursday by the time that gets put onto a computer and uploaded. I'm not going to edit it, so it'll just be whatever clips get taken.
Yeah, hells yeah. I mean, we've paid for that now.
Yeah, well, that's my thinking, is everybody who's donated through Just Giving or donated at work has paid to see me cry a little when I become a bald man.
Yeah, essentially when you become an egg.
Yeah. So yeah, that happens on Wednesday of next week, so 2 days after this podcast is released.
Fantastic. Right, so that's us for the week, isn't it?
It is.
Until next time, guys. Auf Wiedersehen. Tatty bye.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Ta-ra a bit.
Ta-ra.
Goodbye.
I'm sure I'm going to be way out of key.